Today, we are privileged to address a theme that is vital for both institutional stability. Mr. Gurav brings with him his insights and on fraud prevention and risk management.
Banking officers, banking fraternities, so that such type of mistakes should not repeat in future, and uh, as a preventive action they can take, so that in future such type of things will not happen. Though we are controlling frauds in a big way, but still. Uh, so before I start, just I will give brief about me. So I am Ravindra Gurav, retired in 31st May 2025. 6 months back only I retired from State Bank of India as a General Manager, Disciplinary Authority. So I was looking eastern part of the country, which was having almost 5,100 branches. So for them, for all officers, I was the disciplinary authority. And during these 2 years, I got so many cases, and I thought that yes, why shouldn't we sensitize all our officers? So this session. So why the preventive vigilance in the banking? Was the first thought I came into mind when I joined this as a disciplinary head. So I thought that it is a part of the good governance. So this is a beginning of the vigilance, and we have seen that the recent RBI report, last year RBI report also seen that the number of frauds, how much happened, and what was the RBI observation. That also I will. I found that some of the basic reason when I interacted with this all these charge seated officers, and I found that what are the basic reasons behind this, why the frauds are happening. The very first and foremost is the ignorance. Sometimes people are not aware about this, take care of all these things. So this is first reason I found that the ignorance. Then another point I also found that there is a job knowledge. Suppose I am working as a accountant, suppose I am working as a field officer, I am working as a branch manager. I should know about my job. Work pressure for the business targets, or sometimes people are more aspirant. They want to show that yes, I am the best branch manager, I am the best regional manager. They want to show that, and that's why sometimes they are going for. Uh, and last point, very important, which is very small number of percentage. I found that that is a fraudulent intention itself. Some people are having fraudulent intention. They know that what is the system lacuna. They feel that there is no system lacuna at all in the entire fraud scenario. So when I started, then that I have seen the RBI report, that is 8 times surge in the banking frauds in the first financial year of 24-25. So in first half, it was very alarming because in 24-25, it was a 21,000 crore rupees fraud. And that in that report, RBI pointed out some of the observations, that what are the systematic vulnerabilities. This is basic point RBI pointed it out. And another important point they have pointed out, that the vigilance culture is not up to the mark. Rather, they are using such more technologies, uh, deep fake. They are deep fake, and they're putting up the bank executives' photographs, or some senior income tax authorities or revenue authorities or court. If there was a news about the such type of some irregularities, and immediately all of us we witnessed that the market cap has drastically reduced. Almost 15 to 60,000 crores market cap has been reduced of the IndusInd Bank. So it is not only money loss, but because of that, the people were losing the trust. And once they're losing the trust, they are going away from the it is not optional. The preventive vigilance is why it is not optional. If you see that again, I will quote some examples say here only, and that way they lost their names. The Punjab Maharashtra Cooperative lost their name. The New India and Cooperative Bank, they lost their names. So these are some examples. It is not uh, entirely they lost their names and fame, everything. First will be the financial loss. Yes, absolutely financial loss, but bank cannot recover the loss. Around 30,000 crore frauds, even the Vijay Mallya fraud. These are some examples, because it is very difficult to know the entire banking as whole. But at least if I am the branch manager, I should know about the role. If I am the regional head, just I will quote my one small example. If I am the regional head, I should know about what is my roles and responsibilities. One of the regional head visited one of the branch, and he has visited, yes, as usual, he has have tea and snacks and everything was done. And he has put some remarks in the books, at the visit book. As usual, that is, business should be improved, the NPA should be reduced, the expenses should be reduced. It is a general comments like this only. And subsequently, there was a big fraud in the particular branch. We found that there was a spike of almost 400 to 500% spike in the expenses of the particular branch. And it was happening almost 1 year. But branch at the time of controller's visit, at the time of regional manager's visit, he has not seen it. Same thing has happened. There was a huge growth in the advances. Huge growth in advances in first quarter of the financial year, and there is huge reduction in the NPA in the first quarter of the financial year. It is common that in the banking, in the first quarter, normally promotions are there, transfers are there. So business is not improving such a big way, or NPA is also not reducing in such a big way. But in a particular branch was showing such type of signals, but controls have not seen it. So what I mean to see that, say here, when your role is a controller, then you behave like a controller. And what is my roles and responsibility? I should understand. If I'm a field officer, I should know that what is my roles and responsibility. What are the bank's guidelines for my particular role? So depending on the role, everyone should know about their roles and responsibilities. If you follow these 4 points, the majority preventive vigilance will be covered. So that is expected from all of us. People who are giving some Jagrukta award, giving to the such type of people who are giving some early alert to the bank. Suppose there is some fraud is happening or it is about to happen, that time they will alert, they will give the signal to the higher authority. It is happening like this. It is, I feel that it is not as per the bank's guidelines. And that way bank can take immediately corrective action and they can avoid the fraud. So such type of things are happening, even though I read somewhere in the Bank of Baroda, it is an integrity program or something like this. It was in the Bank of Baroda also sometime back. I read somewhere. So that way they are encouraging our employees to, yes, uh, imbibe the culture of vigilance. Ultimately, brand value will be improved. Once it is a good bank, how the banks, if it is repeated, some RBI penalties are there, RBI some warnings are there, definitely they will lose the reputation in the market. But if you are following the good practices, there will not be any fraud. There always and always people will believe that this is the best bank, with no doubt about that. Being a public sector tag is always there with all public sector banks, but still the reputation go beyond that also. So it is not only public sector bank, but how you are working, that also matters. So that way, if you are having the good vigilance culture in the bank, then definitely the brand value of the particular organization will go up. A very important point I want to mention here about this grooming of juniors by seniors. It is very, very important. And nowadays, we have seen that if the officer or any clerk join in the bank, immediately with a small training, maybe 1 week, 2 week, or 3 week maximum, immediately he will be put on the some desk and he has to work as per the bank's guidelines. It is very difficult to take knowledge about the particular desk and just by giving that 2 week training. Here, the important thing is that the seniors or controllers have to groom them. If the grooming is there, then definitely they will uh, grow in such an environment. Immediately, you will come to know that which account has failed standing instruction, why it is failed, whether salary has been created and not created. So this is a immediately warning signal. We have to see that accounts made operative, saving accounts to saving accounts inoperative to operative. Then high value transactions reports, normal surveillance, it is happening or not happening. We have to see that. Safekeeping of vouchers record, most of the branch, all of us are bankers only. We know that whether it is kept in the proper custody or not, it is a big question mark. But when something goes wrong, then again we'll start the blame game, because this is the only conclusive proof. Vouchers is a very important proof for anything happens goes wrong. But at the time, material time, the concerned culprit will definitely remove all these vouchers, remove all the records. For that reason, the safekeeping of the vouchers and records under proper custody, maybe accountant, maybe branch manager, whoever there, but it should be in properly kept and properly recorded. If any voucher is withdrawn from the record room, then it should be properly recorded. And when it is deposited back to the record room, it should be reported properly. meaningful checking, meaningful monitoring of office, especially office account. Just I want to mention here that sometimes office accounts are rollover. People are not aware about that. The controllers should be also very careful. But now some banks are also coming with such type of mechanism. If such type of rollover happen in the particular branch, then immediately pointed out or some reports will be generated. So whatever the office account, so to reconcile the old entries, especially debit entries, the people are generating new entries and wiping out the or matching the old entries. So if it is just for rolling over, instead of the reconciling, it is just rolling over. This is fair chances of the frauds. And yes, all exception reports, all banks are having such type of mechanism. What are the exception as per the bank's guidelines?
There is also a type of fraud taking place cross-border transaction. This cross-border
Yes.
transaction sometimes, no, your fraudster might be sitting in Dubai and monitoring who can be targeted. And most of the time, people, those who are highly active in social media, they are targeted. What they are doing, whether they have enough resources in their account, they can be able to detect from your behavior. You are frequently moving or traveling, this, that, spending a lot of money, showing that I purchased this, purchased that, means you are a moneyed person. Your social media is a very early
Yeah.
indication that this person is gullible and having a lot of money in
Yeah.
his savings account or a current account. They are targeting them. Then e-commerce. Nowadays, we are easygoing. We rely a lot of things in e-commerce. In the e-commerce space also, a lot of frauds are taking place. So e-commerce place space, sometimes many cases, we are also responsible. Suppose we are old people. Our son will order that give it to my parents. Then your password will come to somebody. Either it can come to the parents or it can go to the person who has placed the order. Either case. So you have to share your password. Sharing of password is prohibited, but sharing of password has to be done. Otherwise, you cannot receive the good. The fraud is taking place in n number of ways. N tends to infinity. So that's why we should be proactive, and whatever red flags we are having, they are useful, not no doubt. But we have to think in terms of how to outbid the fraudsters, that they cannot perpetrate fraud on these gullible people, sometimes poor people also.
uh, your malpractices are reflecting in that particular allegation, or your gross negligence is reflecting in the particular allegation. That important. So what are the allegation are affecting grossly to the bank? That is important, not a number of allegations. Yes, number of one allegation is enough to take the even for dismissal also. Suppose if it is, I will tell you one example. This, as I said, I'm telling only the live example. In the charges, the expenses, whatever the branch manager debited to the concern branch account, it was 500% growth in the particular branch in the expenses. So whatever the charges debited, car hire charges, local stationery purchase charges, these are the allegations. These are the two important allegations. Besides that, 10 allegations were there. You are coming late and you are not attending the office, and sometimes your business, you are not achieved your target, business target, annual business targets. Your NP has gone up, and you are very rude to your staff employee, your colleagues. So all other allegations were there, but only two allegations very important, and on that basis the officer got terminated from the bank service, because it is proved that these are the bills, whatever the car hire charges bills they are submitted, these are the bogus bills. And unfortunately, whatever the in one bill it was mentioned the car number, in all other bills the car number was not mentioned. The unfortunately we found that the car number is mentioned about the concerned officer's husband only. And this is a personal car, private car. It is not a hired car. And all the bills are like this only. So that one allegation is enough to terminate such type of employee from the bank, because it was going for more than 1 year. So number of allegation, instead of number of allegation, what type of allegations are there and what are the implication on the bank, that important. Even one allegation is sufficient to remove from the bank.